Okay, so we're going to do maybe our last hitter that's going to be in the World Series. Hopefully he's in the World Series with his ankle. I don't know how
He'll be
that
back.
is.
It's been 5 days.
He's back. He'll be good. Okay, so we've been doing some breakdowns of all the hitters that are in the World Series. We're going to do a ton of hitters, but we're going to basically start with the World Series hitters. We've done a ton of them. Now we're on the Freeman. So with Freeman, let's play his swing real quick, just so you can take a peek at it. Just pulled up a home run right there. Crushes it. I'll give you one more look at it. Okay, so the big thing, one of the main topics we've been talking about a lot today is how everyone's swing characteristics are a little bit different. So we've looked at a guy like Soto, who's got a very flat swing. And now we're looking almost at the exact opposite end of the spectrum of Freeman, who's going to have a super vertical swing. So if can you just go to contact and do a flat swing again real quick? Okay, so like this angle right here. This is your vertical bat angle. What is your bat angle at contact? And so the more you're like this, that's 0. The more you get like that, that's negative 90, that's negative 45, right? So Freeman is much more in that like negative
Negative, negative.
45 area, like negative 50 maybe even sometimes. His barrel, I mean, can I borrow that for a
Yeah.
sec? His barrel almost looks and feels sometimes like it goes like this to hit the ball. Right? And so it's not this swing at all. And it's why he hammers balls down in the zone and isn't going to hit as well on balls up in the zone. We're going to pull up some charts later on and show you. But I didn't even specifically look for this pitch location. I just put in Freddie Freeman home run, and this is the first one that I grabbed. And look at where the pitch is. I mean, the pitch is down, but his barrel gets turned so much, it makes this move, and it's turned so much like this that it's able to hit that ball and not only hit it, but it's able to absolutely crush the ball. Right? So that's his natural swing. And we're not saying that he can't hit other pitches, but if you're him, you're looking for balls that you can drive down the zone. You're looking to stay away from pitches up in the zone. Whereas Soto, we talked about earlier, is different. One thing I want to talk about with Freeman is his approach in batting practice, because we've talked about this a bunch. So Freeman in batting practice thinks about hitting hard ground balls to the shortstop. And so I got a couple of thoughts on this. One, that works great for his swing, and we're going to talk about why. But I also think what some people do is they say, Freddie Freeman said to hit ground balls to the shortstop in batting practice, and that's the secret to success. So then everyone runs out and thinks that all lefties say, I got to hit all ground balls to the shortstop because that's what Freddie Freeman does, and he's my favorite player, and it's going to make me super successful. Well, your swing might not play like Freddie Freeman's. You might be more of like a Juan Soto type swing. So everyone's different. The reason why Freeman needs to think hard ground ball to the shortstop is because his barrel turns so much this way and it's so vertical and it's up that if he doesn't let the ball get deep, because when you hit a ball to second base or to shortstop as a lefty, you need the ball to get deep. If you didn't let it get deep, if he tried to catch everything out front, he'd be way too much up on the ball. Does that make sense? So your barrel, you were talking about it a minute ago, how it's going to start down. Will you
Yeah.
demonstrate it? And then
So the deeper you let a ball travel, the more that your swing path is technically going to be at a downward angle, which for him, if he's thinking deeper, it will cause him to technically be a little more flat to help him drive a ball towards that area. And that's why, like Matt said, he wants to think deeper, because if he catches it too out in front, he's going to cap it. He's literally going to catch it with the front of his bat.
he's going to top spin a ton of stuff too. With your swing, like Nick said, get in your stance. The barrel is up here. So when you start your swing, that's when the bat is coming the most down, right? And then out here is when the bat is coming the most up. And if you're like Freeman, who's super vertical, who's got his barrel is like almost like
Can't
this.
even do that.
I know. Me and him both we don't have this type of swing. We both have much flatter swings naturally. I'm not saying that this is better than a flat swing because again, Soto has a flat swing. He's got more of a vertical swing. I'm just saying that that's how he swings.
It works for
So
him.
yeah, it works for him exactly. And so you have to match your swing with your approach. So he is trying to get the ball deeper because that will help him hit it at the right part of his swing where the barrel is just turning slightly up. Again, if he thought out front, he'd hit it way too much uphill. So by thinking that, it doesn't mean he's going to hit every ball on the ground to the second or to the shortstop. Sorry, I keep saying second baseman because I'm a righty. But it doesn't mean he's going to hit all the balls that way. It just means it's going to help him catch the ball at the proper point where his barrel is just turning up and not getting it way out here where the barrel literally, I mean, at this point, his barrel looks like it's coming straight up because it is so vertical.
That's another reason why when you see that video of Freddie talking about him doing front toss, and he's saying he wants his hands to stay on that white line the whole way through, that's for him to stay closed and to try to still see it deeper. Because if he tries to go this way with it, he's over here, and everything's gone.
And it's also easier for him to feel that because his swing is so much like this. It basically is almost like he's turning it on a straight line, right? Whereas if you're someone that's a little bit flatter, you're not gonna. That's just a different type feel. Like you're not gonna be able to do that. So again, he's telling you what he's feeling. And he is definitely feeling that because his swing plays that way. That's his swing characteristics. Whereas, again, if yours isn't, well, then you might not want to think what Freddie Freeman thinks. Let's pull up a couple of the graphs I want to show you real quick. So this is Freeman. If you're looking at, we can look at both.
That's golfing. He's literally golfing. Like saying he doesn't like something there where you would think every hitter, especially a lefty, is, oh, I want something middle in.
Yeah. It's got to be down.
It's got to be down.
It's got to be down. So, again, matching your swing to your approach, looking at the numbers, all of his best numbers are down. All of his worst numbers are up, especially up and in. Like, this is really not
That's
good.
what I was going to say, too. Where he needs to feel in catching the ball deeper,
outside.
It's outside. It's okay. That's where it helps him.
Right, exactly. So, if you look at all of these numbers down here, right, like 694, 652, these are all slugging in, 652, even 441. This one's crazy. This ball is like really low and out of the zone. He's slugging 563 on it. That was almost where that pitch was that he hit the homer on. But then, you look at the cold spots. Now, most players are cold off the plate, right? But if you go up and into him, he's not going to slug the ball very well at all because if you're someone that turns the bat super vertical, it's really hard for hitters to cover everything. Like nobody's good enough to cover everything. And so again, his swing just doesn't allow him to get to this pitch very easily. And you can see it here too. So red is where he slugs best, blue is where he doesn't. So that down pitch, especially down in any hammers, if the ball is going to get up, it has to be away. He can't get to, again, with this, he can't get to the up and in pitch. So he's still got a little bit of a chance to slug the ball if it's here. But anywhere up here and in, there's just there's literally this huge blue area. So if you're him, you got to know what pitch to look for. I'm looking down or I'm looking a little bit out. And anything up and in, I've got to lay off. I'm not going to hit that. Really anything in. He struggles against all these balls here. But everything down or away, he hammers, and you can still see, like that's the crazy part, is that you see a lot of yellow on this pitch, which is like way out of the strike zone. I mean, that's a really tough pitch to hit, but again, his swing allows him to get there. So if you're a hitter, again, you won't have this type of information like we said in all the other videos, but you have to really focus on what pitches do you hit best and what pitches do you struggle against, and then you've got to try to lay off those. Now, major league pitchers know this, and so they're going to try to work this spot of the zone. If you're playing against somebody, they probably don't have this type of scouting report on you, so you've got the actual advantage. You know what you do well, and the pitcher probably doesn't. In the big leagues, it's tough because you know what you do well, and so does the pitcher. But we were also talking about it's amazing how these guys, like Freddie can't hit this pitch, but he still hits 3 something every single year. Because if he gets balls in the area that he can hit, he don't miss them. He smashes them.
See, and at the end of the day, the way I see it too, a hitter gets himself out more than the pitcher gets the hitter out.
True.
So if you stick to your approach and your thought process in training, it's going to figure itself out.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Know yourself, know what you're good at, stick to your plan. It's just like have a plan and stick to the plan. And that's, if you do that more often than not, you'll be a pretty good hitter. But it's the hitters that either have a really bad plan, they have no idea, or they just don't have a plan. They're just up there and they're just
Swinging.
like, I'm just swinging. I'm just
They're
swinging.
swingers, they're not hitters.
Yeah, exactly. That's basically the definition of like a swinger is just someone, no plan, no approach, just going to swing. And just really, you got to hope that you have great hand-eye, great bat-to-ball skills. Some guys have that, and it gets them to a certain point until pitchers really can figure out what you're good at and what you're not, and then they're going to attack you. Right? But you got to have a plan. You can't just not have anything, and you can't have obviously a bad plan either. But if you have a good plan and a good approach, you don't even need the greatest swing in the world, and you can still be a pretty good hitter. Now you match a really, really good swing with a really good approach, and then you get Freddie Freeman. You get guys that, you're going to watch in the World Series. So I think that's the main takeaway. Anything else, Dad?
Well,
You're good? Okay. So that's all we have. Also, if you are interested, we just created this. So I've been asked for years and years and years to do this. We're doing remote training anywhere in the country, really in the world. I'm assuming it's going to be mostly in the country. So far it has been. We're offering 15 spots. That's it. So 15 spots, remote training, one-on-one coaching. If you're interested in learning more, click the description box down below. There's a link down there. It's going to give you all the info on everything that you'll get. Check it out. Again, we're just doing 15 people because really that's all we feel we can give individual attention to. So once the 15 spots are gone, they're gone until somebody leaves the program and then a spot opens up. So go check that out. And that's all we have. We'll talk to you later.